Hi, I'm Lawrence from Bible Unhinged with another video to make you think. Today, let's dive into something that might challenge your traditional views about Good Friday. We all know the standard narrative. Jesus died for our sins, it was a somber day of sacrifice, and "it is finished" marks the completion of God's salvation plan. But what if we've been looking at this all wrong? Let's start with that famous phrase, "it is finished," from John 19:30. We've always assumed this means Jesus completed his mission of salvation. But here's where it gets interesting. The Greek word used here is tetelestai, which was actually a commercial term meaning paid in full. What if Jesus wasn't announcing the completion of a spiritual mission, but rather declaring the end of a system? Consider this. When Jesus said, "it is finished," what if he was actually announcing the end of the old religious system? Think about it. In 1 Peter 2:24, we read about Christ bearing our sins. But what if this wasn't about taking punishment, but about dismantling the entire concept of religious guilt? Isaiah 53:5 talks about being healed by his wounds. But here's a perspective that might shake things up. What if this healing wasn't just about physical or spiritual healing, but about healing from the wound of religious oppression itself? Look at the temple curtain tearing in two. We've always seen this as God making himself accessible. But what if it was actually Jesus exposing the emptiness behind religious barriers? What if Good Friday isn't about sacrifice at all, but about liberation from religious systems? I know this might sound radical, but consider Matthew 23:13, where Jesus criticizes religious leaders for shutting the kingdom of heaven in people's faces. What if Good Friday was actually a protest against religious control rather than a religious ceremony? The conventional view sees Good Friday as a day of mourning and sacrifice. But when you look at Luke 23:34, Jesus' words, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Could this be about forgiving people caught in religious systems rather than forgiving general sins? I'm not saying the traditional view is completely wrong, but maybe we need to ask ourselves, have we turned Good Friday into exactly the kind of religious observance that Jesus was trying to free us from? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Could our understanding of Good Friday be limiting the revolutionary message Jesus was actually trying to convey? Maybe it's time we started asking these harder questions. Remember, questioning isn't disbelief. It's the beginning of deeper understanding. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.